Our question is for a reaction A to P. The plot A and P with time at temperature T1 and T2 are given below. This is the plot. Okay. So if T1 is greater than T2, the correct statement is that assume that delta H naught and delta S naught are independent of temperature and ratio of log K at T1 to log K at T2 is greater than T2 upon T1. Okay. Here H, S, G and K are enthalpy, entropy, Gibbs free energy and equilibrium constant respectively. Okay. So let us see. For here we are given reaction A to P. The given reaction A to P. First we know about the what is enthalpy. Enthalpy is defined as the sum of internal energy and product of pressure and volume. Okay, so delta H equal to delta U plus P delta V. This is our enthalpy. Okay, where delta H is change in enthalpy, delta U is change in internal energy, P is the pressure and delta V is change in volume. And what is entropy? Entropy is defined as the measure of thermal energy per unit temperature, which is delta S equal to Q reversible upon T, where delta S is change in entropy, Q reversible is reverse of heat, it is the temperature. And according to Arrhenius equation, what is Arrhenius equation? Log K equal to minus EA upon RT plus log A. Okay, where K is rate constant, EA is activation energy, T is temperature, R is gas constant, A is pre-exponential factor. Okay, so we can say that here K is inversely proportional to temperature. Hence log K1 upon log K2 is greater than T2 upon T1. Okay, as T2 is greater than T1. Now on cross multiplying we get T1 log K1 is greater than T2 log K2. As we know that delta G naught equal to RT minus RT log K. Okay, now delta G is standard Gibbs free energy is less than 0, then it is spontaneous, and we can write it as minus delta H naught plus T1 delta S naught is greater than minus delta H naught plus T2 delta S naught. This is our standard Gibbs free energy equation, which is delta G equal to delta G naught equal to delta H naught plus T delta S naught. Okay. Now we can say that delta H naught is less than 0. Therefore, T1 delta S naught is greater than T2 delta S naught. So, T2 is greater than T1, hence delta S naught is less than 0. Okay. From here we can say that delta H naught is less than 0 and delta S naught is less than 0. This is the correct statement if T1 is greater than T2.
Hello everyone. Today we'll discuss a question here. The question given here is the percentage yield of ammonia as a function of time in reaction with nitrogen N2, 3 hydrogen molecules will be equal to 2 ammonia molecules. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే 2 nitrogen molecules hydrogen molecules react అయ్యి 2 ammonia molecules అనేవి ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతాయి. So if delta H is nothing but it is alteration of the heat at a various temperature. The product P and T1 temperature దగ్గర is given in below. ఇక్కడ గ్రాఫ్ లో మనకి మెన్షన్ చేశారు. సో ఇక్కడ గ్రాఫ్ లో మనకి ఏమి ఇచ్చాడంటే 1 is the time. సో టైం ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ లో తీసుకొని అండ్ ద పర్సంటేజ్ ఈల్డ్ అనేది ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చారు. సో సపోజ్ ఎట్ ఎ పర్టికులర్ టైం, ఒక పర్టికులర్ టెంపరేచర్ దగ్గర ప్రొడక్ట్ అన్నది ఇలా వస్తుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, సో వీఆర్ గెట్ ద ప్రొడక్ట్ ఎట్ దిస్ T1. ఓకే, సో మనకి ఇక్కడ క్వశ్చన్ ఏమి ఇచ్చాడంటే if this reaction is conducted at T1 with T2 is more than T1. T2 అన్నది T1 కన్నా ఎక్కువ, అంటే టెంపరేచర్ అన్నది ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తే T1 కన్నా ద పర్సంటేజ్ ఈల్డ్ బై అమోనియా యొక్క పర్సంటేజ్ ఈల్డ్ ఎలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం, రిప్రజెంటెడ్ బై ఎలా రిప్రజెంట్ అవుతుంది. మనకి T2 అన్నది పెంచితే T1 కన్నా అమోనియా పర్సంటేజ్ ఈల్డ్ అన్నది పెరుగుతుందా తగ్గుతుందా అన్నది మనం చూస్ చేసుకోవాలి ఆప్షన్. ఓకే, సో అర్థమైనా? ఇక్కడ whatever here is given is the reaction is nitrogen reacted with hydrogen gives 2 molecules of ammonia. Okay, so first this reaction, ఈ రియాక్షన్ అన్నది exothermic reaction. Okay, exothermic reaction అంటే ఏంటి? There is a liberation of heat during the process. During the reaction, heat is liberated. Okay, and as per the Lee-Chartis principle, we know that Lee-Chartis principle prakaram, if there is changes in concentration or temperature or pressure, there will be always decrease of product అన్నది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. టు అచీవ్ ద ఈక్విలిబ్రియం స్టేట్ ప్రొడక్ట్ అన్నది ఎప్పుడు డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో అంటే మనకి గ్రాఫ్ కూడా డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో మనకి ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన ఆప్షన్స్ ప్రకారం, సో ఇఫ్ యు సీ హియర్ యాజ్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఈల్డ్ అండ్ టైమ్ at 2 ranges there is equilibrium has been attached, T1 and T2. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే T2 అన్నది పెరిగింది T1 కన్నా, బట్ ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇచ్చిన Lee-Chartis ప్రిన్సిపల్ ప్రకారం ప్రొడక్ట్ అన్నది ఎప్పుడు డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, రైట్? సో ప్రొడక్ట్ అన్నది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్ ఇండికేట్స్ దట్ T2 అన్నది మనకి డిక్రీజ్ అవ్వాలి గ్రాఫ్. సో అప్పుడు ఏంటంటే T2 డిక్రీజ్ లో ఉన్న కండిషన్ ఏది? ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇచ్చిన ఆప్షన్స్ లో T2 decrease and a graph this one, right? So the right option is the C. C is considered as the right option because as per the Lee-Chartis principle, so if there is a alteration in concentration or temperature or pressure to achieve the equilibrium state, the product yield will be reducing, right? Product yield anadi taggutundi. So the right option is the C, is considered as the right option for this question. Thank you.
Hello everyone. In this question we have been given the initial rate of hydrolysis of methyl acetate 1 molar by a weak acid HA 1 molar is 100 of that of a strong acid HX 1 molar at 25 degrees Celsius. The KEHA is, right? So the rate of hydrolysis in weak acid is equals to 1 by 100 into the rate of hydrolysis in strong acid. So the rate in hydrolysis hydrolysis in strong acid. SA here is strong acid. So this is basically equal to the rate of hydrolysis of weak acid. So it is hydrolysis of weak acid. Basically it's the rate of, right? Now we will have to actually calculate H positive of weak acid, which is equals to 1 by 100 into H positive of strong acid, which on calculation comes out to be 1 by 100 into 1 molar, which is basically equal to 10 raised to power minus 2 molar, right? So the concentration of H positive is equals to C alpha is equals to 0.01 molar, right? So from this, when C is given to us as 1 molar, C is 1 molar, alpha is equals to 0.01 molar. Alright, so we have been asked the Ka of Ha. The Ka of Ha will be equal to C alpha square. Alright, so Ka is equals to C alpha square, C is equals to 1, alpha is equals to 10 raised to power minus 2 square, which is equals to 10 raised to power minus 4. So Ka of Ha is 10 raised to power minus 4. So which is basically option number A. So our answer is option number A.